opportunity to tell a different story. And as the NWFL Super 6 rolls into match day 4 here in Port-HARCOUrt, all eyes turn to an intriguing battle between youthful ambition and established excellence. FC ROBO Queens, one of the youngest side in this year's competition, have shown courage beyond their years. From Kemi Adegbe's historic brace against Rivers Angels to Frida Godwin's impact off the bench against Edo Queens, and that impressive 2-0 victory over Nasarawa Amazons, the Lagos side have proven that they are not here merely to participate, they are here to compete. And standing on the other side is BAYELSA Queens, a team that knows exactly what it takes to navigate moments like this. I am Nengi Anastademola, and we are reaching you live from the
having 4, and of course, like you rightly having 4, and of course, like you rightly mentioned, FC ROBO Queens have finally stepped up to they finally stepped up and made us understand that definitely they are not here to play. The performance with the performance against Nasarawa Amazons on match day 3, it's enough to take them seriously, and I can't wait to see what they bring to the table. Talking about this fixture, because as it stands, they have 3 points. BAYELSA are going into this match with 4 points, and going into match day 4, anything can happen as all 6 teams still has the opportunity.
Exactly. So quickly, let's take a look at the lineup for FC ROBO Queens. Emmanuel Osao has named it an unchanged side for FC ROBO Queens against BAYELSA Queens today, and the goalkeeping position, Messi Olodu is there. Joy Loritom, Favon Kwacha, Miriam Yahaya, Faith Emmanuel, Kemi Adegbe, Salawuddin Safurat, Tosin Rafiu, and Okpeyemi Ajakaye, not forgetting Esther Oyenezide and Odunta Aziza. They make the starting 11 for FC ROBO Queens. And moving over to BAYELSA Queens, in goal is Sylvia Echefu. There's Amblessed Ogbonnaya, Glory Edet, Chiamaka Ezekugo, Oluwapumi Olateji, Blessing Ilevedia, who is the captain of the side, Tanum Doshima, Olabi Alaba, Kindness Ifeanyi, Folorunsho Aminat, and Bankole Sofiat. Of course, coached by White Ogbonda. Our center referee for today is Dominon Kalu, who is, of course, currently jogging on the pitch, and we're waiting for the blast of our whistle. Assistant referee Olive Njoku, assistant referee 2 Eberechuku Owugalu. The reserve referee, Oweregulam Uwoma, and the match commissioner for today is Arawa Goodness. Of course, FC ROBO Queens are on their traditional wear, blue shirts, shorts, and socks, and for BAYELSA Queens, we have them on white, red socks, and of course, white shorts also. Well, we're set for what promises to be another fascinating encounter, another fascinating chapter for match day 4 of the NWFL Super 6. The stage is set, and there we have the blast of the whistle, with FC setting us agog here at the Adoki Amiesimaka Stadium. And you have the first touch. Will this be an early goal? Oh, it's an early goal! Just few seconds into this game, and we have seen the first goal coming in from BAYELSA Queens. It is none other than Kindness Ifeanyi. She has finally found the back of the net in the NWFL Super 6 for BAYELSA Queens. A very good launch of the ball from the middle of the park down to the box, the 18-yard box. Of course, Kindness Ifeanyi was there, making a chase already for it, outpaced her marker in the box, and it was a smooth goal, Itoro Jimmy.
Honestly, Nengi, that is a beautiful, beautiful goal from Kindness Ifeanyi, who has been knocking on the door for the past 3 days, and that goal came in just 15 seconds into this match. 15 seconds, and a beautiful goal from Kindness Ifeanyi. I'm happy that she's finally able to, put her name on the scoreboard at the ongoing NWFL Super 6. And of course, like I said, I think it's going to be a very interesting outing for BAYELSA Queens today. They know the win here takes them to 7 points.
Of course, the stakes are rising, and match day 4 of the NWFL Super 6 is ready to deliver another chapter in this fascinating story, and they have started on a very bright note. The earliest goal we have seen in the NWFL Super 6 2025 and 2026 season came from Kindness Ifeanyi of Bayelsa Queens. FC ROBO Queens will now have to calm down. Kemi Adegboye on the run here with a shot there. It goes well above the post. One thing about FC ROBO Queens is the fact that they calmly build in a game. It doesn't matter how many goals they are down, but that's one thing that they are known for. There's fighting spirits. They calmly build up in a game, and we just saw a glimpse of that from Kemi Adegboye from the very left flank in this game. Rafiu Tosin, she sends it forward to Kemi Adegboye. Kemi tries to make it past all her markers. Marked by 3 men in the defense in the box for Bayelsa Queens, and Bayelsa Queens would manage to clear that out safely. Esther Oyenezide chests down almost to Bayelsa Queens, but it's back to Esther Oyenezide. Kindness Ifeanyi would intercept there. It's a back and forth in the middle of the pack between Bayelsa Queens and FC ROBO Queens now. That ball goes out of play. Favor Nkwocha would want to do the honors, but she would leave that out for her teammates to do a quick throw in there. Kemi Adegboye tries to head it alongside Bayelsa Queens. Well, Bayelsa Queens tried to clear their lines, but not enough. And FC ROBO Queens would fire a shot, which is not too difficult for Sylvia Echefu to handle for her side. The ball bounces because of the nature of the pitch. Kindness Ifeanyi once again pulling her strings there. She makes it past the marker. She sends a long cross into the box. It tries to find her teammate, and it's a loft. Olabi Alaba received that pass with a lot of confidence, lofting the ball high a bit. Well, it just went whiskers wide away from the post. Kindness Ifeanyi couldn't get there on time to catch up. But what a display we have seen in this game already. It is just 4 minutes into this encounter, and we see a very good display already. Interesting. Esther Oyenezide on the run. It's a waterlogged pitch, but the players are trying their best to make sure that they lift the ball very well. Of course, when you talk about the meetings between these two sides, FC ROBO Queens and Bayelsa Queens, their recent meeting suggests a closely contested encounter. Bayelsa Queens have won 5 of the last 9 meetings, while FC ROBO Queens have emerged victorious on 4 occasions. Notably, none of those matches have ended in a draw. So it means, it means that this game, one person would be winning it at the end of the day, or it may be a start of a new chapter where we might see a draw. But with the way that Bayelsa Queens has started like a house on fire, do you think that this game would end with a very high chance of either sides winning?
Yes, I'm very positive that we're going to get 3 points from this very encounter. We've seen both sides already testing themselves. I can bet you that FC ROBO Queens didn't see that early goal from Bayelsa Queens coming, because you can see that they are picking up from where they stopped when they played against Nasarawa Amazons 2 days ago. The same lineup from Coach Emmanuel Osao's side, and we see that they are taking the game to Bayelsa as much as Bayelsa is taking the game to them. And even though I see that players are struggling a bit because of the condition of the pitch due to the rain, we're still enjoying beautiful football here.
Ambles sends across, and of course, Sophia Bankole would be there to receive it. But she's been blocked by the defensive line of Bayelsa Queens. Of course, that came from throw-in from Ambles Ogbonaya. Beautiful display so far. But Bayelsa Queens leading with a lone goal here. A shot being fired into the middle of the pack would meet FC ROBO Queens. Kindness Ifeanyi would be in the mix. Bayelsa Queens would now make the chase. Sophia Bankole She sends it across this time around. A shot by Tanum Doshima, who has also registered a name on the scorer sheet for Bayelsa Queens in this Super 6. Will take a very slight one, quite weak, and wouldn't be a problem for Messi Olodu to handle. Well, the players would need to do better because of the nature of the pitch. Well, there goes the whistle from Dominion Carlos, center referee. Advantage to FC Robo Queens. FC Robo Queens would take it there. So would meet the white shirts, would send it back. Joy Loitom gets it back again, but this time it goes out. Well, advantage to Bayelsa Queens. Blessed Bonaya would once again give this throw in. Esther Oyenezide heads it back. Okpayemi Ajakaye tries to make a chase for it. Blessed would shade her down now and send the ball back to the middle of the pack, where Folorunsho Aminat gives that push back to Blessing Levedia, who sends it across again. Well, of course, that's a pretty wasteful chance there, coming in from Bayelsa Queens. Kemi Adegboye now on the ball, trying to locate Esther Oyenedize or Okpayemi Ajakaye. She's dispossessed, but she gets back to it. Sends a long one into the box. Sylvia Echefu gathers it quickly and launches it back in. FC Robo Queens. Tosin Rafiu. Down to Favon Kocha. Before it gets to her, the ball is out. Well, of course, you talk about Bayelsa Queens, and there goes Blessing Levedia sending a long cross. Her teammate will make a chase for it. Well guided by Odunta Azizat to take it out of play. Odunta Azizat has been a very stronghold defensively for FC Robo Queens in the Super 6. And this would be advantage to Bayelsa Queens, as Glory Edet would bounce that ball first, ready to take a throw in. Let's see how far that goes. Of course, it lands there. Folorunsho Aminat sends across in. Oh, we got this be it. Well, a very brilliant opportunity. And a rebound from Bayelsa Queens. First of all, from Sofiat Bankole, would try the shot there, but it couldn't improve the bottom at the end of the day. And then another rebound from Bayelsa Queens that didn't threaten Messi Olodu, who handled the ball properly. Loitom Joy. Levedia would struggle to get that ball on a side, but Rafiu Tosin, or Emmanuel Fate rather, would send it forward. It still gets back to the defensive line of FC Robo Queens. Robo Queens on the run with Glory Edet disturbing them, but this would be a long cross. Esther Oyenezide calmly puts it, but she calmly arranged that one for herself, talking about the ball. But her shot, of course, went wayward. Itoro, FC Robo Queens, the pitch is not helping, but they are trying as much as possible to be composed, carry on their passes and connection pretty well, and see if they get the chance. Okpayemi Ajakaye on the race again. Oluwakemi Adegboye gets it before Okpayemi tries to make it past Amaka. Oyenezide would get in between two players for Bayelsa Queens. But Bayelsa Queens has the ball, and Blessed will send it to the middle of the pack, which is quite left empty, but Kindness Ifeanyi will do the job here. FC Robo Queens will still handle that. Esther Oyenezide.
Nengi.
Joy Loitom. Okpayemi Ajakaye right now in the box again. Well, quite handled all right there from Bayelsa Queens.
Honestly, FC Robo Queens have not had the opportunity to play the way they played against Nasarawa Amazons. Yes, we mentioned the pitch, and as you can see, the rain is not stopping anytime soon. Yes, they have a corner kick opportunity right now, and the likes of Ajakaye Okoyemi and of course Adeboye Kemi are really struggling up front because their passes are not getting to
not connecting so much yet. Esa Oyenezide, well, takes that one.
At this point, I think they should be very, very careful with the long balls. With the condition of the pitch, the ball is not bouncing as much, so they need to move a little closer, not waste their chances. They've been making a very good run, using the flanks as well, so they need to move a little closer. Look at the opportunity missed earlier by Kemi. She had a chance to take a shot, but it was too weak because of the distance at which she took that shot.
Oyenezide will right now wrestle with Bayelsa Queens. Faith Emmanuel sent across. It doesn't quite get well with Favon Kocha, and they will be dispossessed right now. FC ROBO Queens still trying to handle things, but Tanum Dashima would bounce it back with a head. Kindness Ifeanyi trying to get this. Well, Odunta Aziza would not let that be. Glory Edet gets it forward again. Sophia Bankole. Folorunsho Aminat struggles there with the FC ROBO players. And Dominion Carlo, the center referee, will sound a whistle. That hustling was too much there. And it's a long ball. But Odunta Azizat has got it covered in the defensive line. Salawuddin Safura takes it forward. Dispossessed. Bayelsa Queens now on the play. Sends a long one to connect. Kindness Ifeanyi is on the run right now. She would be shaded off. Messi Olodo would have to come out in between her sticks to dive that one out. Not willing to take any chances because Odunta Azizat would slip off there. And Messi Olodo knows what is at stake at that point. And she comes out to smoothly clear it out. Well, of course, Bayelsa Queens, they began with a draw against Abia Angels. They stumbled against Nasarawa Amazons, but responded in the manner of champions, defeating Rivers Angels 2-1. That's in match day 3 to put themselves firmly back in contention. And they have delivered an early goal in this game against FC ROBO Queens. 15 seconds into the game, and Kindness Ifeanyi found the back of the net for Bayelsa Queens. And ever since then, they have been trying to control the rhythm of the game, trying to see if they can get ahead with 2 goals. A header, but Messi Olodo will definitely come out by the side of the net to catch up with it. She launches it forward again. Oladeji Oluwabumi would make a run there, coupled with Chiamaka Ezekugo, disturbing Kemi Adegbuyi, who sends across to locate Esther Oyenezide. But she wouldn't be there enough. Tanum would send it forward. Odunta Azizat would guide that ball safely, trying to clear her lines, and she does that successfully, sending it, trying to locate Safura Salawuddin. Will send it to the middle of the park where you cannot find any blue shirts. Blessing Levedia controls that one down, and Bayelsa Queens are currently on the struggle to get possession of the ball. They do, and Kindness Ifeanyi from... Oh, well, there goes the referee's whistle.
Odunta Azizat has been quite exceptional for FC ROBO Queens. And Doshima Tanum, who has scored in this tournament already, who's not afraid to take her chances, is always there supporting Kindness Ifeanyi up front for Bayelsa Queens. And the FC ROBO Queens need to be very, very careful not to concede more goals in this first 45 minutes.
Well, FC ROBO Queens have conceded a lot of goals already, so you know that they are not scared. I mean, score them all you can, but then they are always composed on the ball, on the pitch.
For a team that just won their first match on match day 3, they won their first game on match day 3. Yes, they were able to score, and we see that right from the very first day, we saw that they scored 2 against the host Rivers Angels. But for them to be in close contention right now, they need to keep this game balanced. At least not concede more than 1 goal in this first 45 minutes.
I'm blessed. Throws the ball in. The defensive line will clear it for FC Robo Queens. Not completely out of danger because you have more white shirts closer to the 18-yard box. Kindness Ifeanyi now gets the ball. Well, Dominion Kalu will say you're being caught offside. And this will roll back to FC Robo Queens to see how they can build up right now from the back of the pitch. Okpeyemi Ajakaye tries to get that ball down to control it, but it goes out. Loisom Joy has managed her pace well and her side well in terms of the defense for FC Robo Queens. But Bayelsa Queens are not stopping now because they know that they are firmly back in contention. Blessing Lividia would not be able to handle that in the hands of Faith Emmanuel. Faith will get it back to Loitom Joy. A free kick here. Lividia and, well, Tosin Rafiu getting that ball back, sends a shot, trying to make an effort there, but that shot goes well out of the pitch. And Blessing Lividia will take this goal kick for Bayelsa Queens, captain of the side. Brilliant during the regular season for Bayelsa Queens. Oluwabumi would make a chase. Kemi Adegbuyi would try to shut her down. She does that successfully, putting Oluwabumi out. Kemi once again would find Okpeyemi Ajakaye. Tosin Rafiu, Esther Oyenezide would make a chase to get it. She gets that. I'm blessed. I would say no, not today. Trying to be very good in her defense for Bayelsa Queens. Loitom Joy. That meets up with Bayelsa Queens down to Rafiu Tosi. Kemi Adegbuyi with a header. And Sylvia Echefu with the tip of her hands will get that out swiftly to avoid stories that touch. And FC Robo Queens have now won themselves a corner. Well, to be taken by Favor Nkocha. Let's see how this would play out for FC Robo Queens. It's launched in. Glory Edet heads it out immediately. Safurat makes a chase alongside another Bayelsa Queens player. Bayelsa Queens have had to deal with headers a lot lately, trying to be able to defend their lines. Kindness Ifeanyi gets it there. A good run from Kindness Ifeanyi to snatch that ball. Bayelsa Queens will still send another shot in. Kindness Ifeanyi would be there, but caught offside.
Kindness Ifeanyi trying to link up with Doshi Matano up front, but that would not be smooth right now because you can see how much FC Robo is, putting in that work behind back there, because FC Robo Queens know what it means to concede more goals. Should they allow Bayelsa Queens to get one more from this game, they will be playing a catch-up in the first 45 minutes. I think I see a goal coming from FC Robo Queens in this match.
Kindness Ifeanyi dribbles past a marker there. Well, Loitom Joy will take care of situations there with Kindness Ifeanyi quickly. You were talking about FC Robo Queens trying not to concede more goals, and you were talking about the fact that they know what it feels like to concede more goals. I think that's the more reason why they are no longer scared in this competition. Definitely. They've conceded a lot. 4 against Edo Queens, and then 3 against Rivers Angels also. So they know how it feels. So it doesn't matter the number of goals you want to put past them, they will still remain very composed. Kindness Ifeanyi tried something there, but not good enough. Okpeyemi Ajakaye tried to make a chase also up front against the Chiamaka Ezekugo. Didn't really go down well as it went out for a throw-in. I'm blessed. Ogbonaya threw that in. Didn't connect properly. It's out for another throw-in by Ambless Ogbonaya, who has been rock solid also in the defense line for Bayelsa Queens. clearing the balls from the right flank. An opportunity here for BAYELSA Queens. A lot of sleep in the 18-yard box. Glory Edet will make a chase alongside Kemi Adegboye for FC ROBO Queens. She will try to take a pause and see how she can connect there. Okpeyemi Ajakaye wasn't right at the position where she needed her to be. And so Oluwabumi Oladeji would fire it back this time around. Rafiu Tosin gets it to Oluwakemi. Oluwakemi tries to get it down to Favour Nkwocha. BAYELSA Queens quickly does the job, clears it, makes a chase up front with Olabiyi in that mix there with the FC ROBO players. But it goes out. BAYELSA Queens once more with that throw in. BAYELSA Queens will try to connect so well in that box, but no, they're met by an interception there with a wrong pass. It's been back and forth between both sides trying to collect and snatch the ball. Tosin Rafiu sends it forward. Kemi Adegboye makes a chase for it. And Chiamaka Ezekugo does well to handle Oluwakemi Adegboye. Tries to get it past, but Oluwakemi Adegboye has the ball once more. Rafiu Tosin. Faith Emmanuel trying to send it across to locate Favour Nkwocha, but that doesn't go well. Their passes are not usually complete because they're not putting so much strength on the ball. Well, the pitch is serving as another factor holding them down, but they would need to walk themselves out here. Loitom Joy clears it quickly because she knows how dangerous Kindness Ifeanyi can be if Kindness successfully snatches that ball away from her.
Don't forget that Kindness Ifeanyi is just one step away, and she knows what to do when given that kind of opportunity. She knows how to find Doshi Matanum, and of course Alaba Olabi is not far off as well. So BAYELSA Queens are putting themselves in position. They've been able to, bring the game to the 18-yard area of FC ROBO Queens, and somehow FC have been able to suck the pressure in the last 5 minutes. One thing I'm happy about is that FC ROBO are also trying to make an effort. You see, I told you that they should try to move closer to the post and not take the long shot, because that will cost them more.
Okpeyemi locates Esther Oyenezide. She takes a pass there, connects back to Okpeyemi Ajakaye, who would try to connect. Kemi Adegboye is right there. Gets it because BAYELSA Queens left a space there while Okpeyemi was there also. Kemi gets it. Okpeyemi now. Well, she would not be quick enough to get a hold of it.
BAYELSA should really thank their stars that, Adegboye actually fell.
Exactly, she slipped.
Yes,
because there was a space there.
Honestly,
for her.
She would have punished them. They've been making, some sort of mistakes like that. You don't give that kind of space to a player that is very clinical in front of your goal. You can't do that.
Chiamaka heads it out. Faith Emmanuel, Favour Nkwocha. Favour, a crossing. Kemi Adegboye will try to rise higher. Ilevidia misses out on the ball. He hits the arms of Blessing Ilevidia, captain of BAYELSA Queens. Rafiu back to Loitom Joy. Joy sends it across. Okpeyemi there, connects well. But I don't know what she was trying to wait for. Maybe wait for her to be well balanced enough to be able to take it. But BAYELSA Queens, of course, would see that opportunity and clear their lines quickly. Esther Yenezide again, a long cross into the box, which gets into the hands of Sylvia Echefu. Not that difficult to handle because she saw the direction of the ball. It was just a straight ball, nothing special from it.
FC ROBO has tried.
And look at how BAYELSA Queens have broken out once again. Kindness Ifeanyi, and that combination there, she will try to make a chase. But Mercy Olodu stands by just in case Oduta Azizat is not able to clear her lines well. There you go again with that combination between Kindness Ifeanyi and, of course,
Doshi Matanum.
Exactly. Connecting so well up front. Well, Kemi will always make the runs. She has her way of putting up a very beautiful display. Now she gets it down to Favor Nkwocha, who tries to make it past Glory Ede. She does that successfully, trying to get into the box, but she will send a cross instead. Well, that was just high enough, well above Itoro. FC Robo Queens still backwards, but making those efforts somehow.
Kemi Adeboye has been able to, take some clean shots and, of course, make some good runs around the 18-yard area. You see when she connected, that pass with Nkwocha Favor, she ran back to the middle, hoping that cross will get back to her, but that wasn't the case. We've seen that she's tried a header, she's tried a long ball, and she's walked her way through the 6-yard area as well. I think they've just been unlucky, and if they finally get to figure out what to do here, they will eventually get a goal in this game, because they are giving everything that Bayelsa is giving in this game at this point.
Esther Oyenezide would slip but gets back up quickly. Okpeyemi Ajakaye gets into the box successfully, sends one. But that ball just takes a different direction at the end of the day. A lot of slips we've seen on the pitch so far, but I like that the players are trying to be able to get their stamina back, get up quickly and do the job.
It's not really easy playing on a pitch like this, a waterlogged pitch like this, and you see that the rain is not stopping anytime soon. It's still pouring, though not as heavy as it was, but that has altered the rhythm of this game, obviously.
Kindness Ifeanyi sends that, and somehow Olabi locates it. Kindness Ifeanyi is still on the run. Odunta Azizat clears it, but that's not safe. Sofiat, Kindness tries to make it past Joy. She sends a cross in. Sophia Bankole, but this is not cleared out. Still in a dangerous position. Bayelsa Queens makes a chase again. Esther Oyenezide would get that out immediately. A lot of shadings there from Blessing and also Tanum Toshima. Well, she sits up, but we'll need a hand up from Joy Loitom. Loitom sends another one. Oh, that ball is out. Well, when you see both sides in an encounter like this, you want to cast your mind back to the regular season where the both finished at top of their group. Bayelsa finished top in Group A and FC Robo Queens finished top in Group B. Esther Oyenezide tries to connect with Kemi Adeboye, who is a bit far apart. But Bayelsa Queens had the highest number of goals this season in Group A, 35 goals. They scored almost 3 times as many goals as FC Robo Queens in that same time frame. Well, this is largely due to their frequent attendance at the Super 6 tournament. FC Robo Queens scored as much as 32 goals during the regular season. A high-scoring side. FC Robo Queens is the kind of team that would score you 5 goals, 4 goals. That was during the regular season. Well, I could remember some of their encounters during the regular season where they scored 4 past Conference Queens and they scored 5-1 past Danas. And the truth of the matter is that the likes of Favor Nkwocha, Tosin Rafiu, Kemi Adeboye, Robiat, Okpeyemi Ajakaye have always been at the crust, at the core of FC Robo Queens. And have they proven themselves yet in the Super 6? Yes. Okpeyemi Ajakaye has finally gotten a name in the goal scorer sheet for FC Robo Queens. Kemi Adeboye historically getting the first brace in the NWFL Super 6 this season. Both of them have been able to find the back of the net for their team in the Super 6.
Yes.
So when both sides meet Itoro, there's always a tendency that would see a lot of goals. Like I said, either of the sides will have to win at the end of the day.
Yes, like you rightly said, either of the side that needs to win. The table is open, and whoever wins this opening match dictates the pace for the rest of the match for today. And we were talking about FC ROBO Queens. So far in the NWFL Super 6, we've only seen 5 goals from FC ROBO Queens so far in the Super 6 Championship. The Super 6 Championship is not like the regular season,
where you have, of course, you're facing a particular kind of opponent just from your group. This time around, it's a mixture of Group A and B. Blessing Levedia and Ambles Ogbonaya will try to control the pace there and slow Kemi Adegbuyi down. A throw in from Esther Oyenezide to Kemi. The referee, Dominion Kalu, would sound a whistle there. A lot of tussle there.
Now, apart from the host Rivers Angels, it's only Rivers Angels that is playing at home. Every other team playing here is playing on a neutral, they're playing on neutral ground. So it's not a familiar turf for these teams. And for them to be able to show, account of themselves, they've been able to do so.
Kemi lands this ball right now. Oh, she tried as much as possible to control it. But Sylvia Echefu, knowing the kind of threat that Kemi poses anytime that she's on the ball, would come out and gather that ball safely into her arms and will launch it back into the middle of the park again, meeting the head of Esther Oyenezide, who controls it and sends it back again to Oluwakemi Adegbuyi from the right, across, Akpayemi Echakaye, a header there. Well, it doesn't go as planned. Not according to the result that Akpayemi Echakaye would want it to have produced there. They have made those efforts. We have seen the ideas coming from FC ROBO Queens, but so far it is, of course, 33 minutes gone in this encounter. FC ROBO Queens are still behind. Bayelsa Queens scored their first goal courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi. In 15 seconds into this game, they were leading and are still trying to defend strongly to maintain that record, that goal in this first half, and also trying to make as much chances that they can make.
Kemi has really been phenomenal for FC ROBO Queens. She's made the runs from both flanks and, of course, tried sending the ball to her teammates, creating beautiful chances and also taking chances herself. I would say that FC ROBO Queens have not been lucky.
Well,
they've not been lucky. They've not been lucky at all because they've made the run for it. But at this point, they just needed to, make that connection. Looking at the passes from Ajakaye to Adegbuyi, it has been really, really clinical in the front of the 18-yard area. But they need that final push. I don't know how they're going to get to do that. We saw what happened, between these two players in the last game they played against Nasarawa Amazons. As we see that Kemi Adegbuyi is making a run for it again. And of course, Akpayemi Ajakaye is not far away from her. These two players understand themselves. They know where to place themselves when the other has got the ball.
exactly.
And at this point, Bayelsa, like I said, Bayelsa Queens should be thanking their stars that they have not conceded at least 2 goals. Because if there's something we've seen from the FC ROBO Queens, they are very, very resilient. They keep pushing. And in no time, I'm very sure we might be getting a goal from the Lagos Landladies.
We have our first substitution of this game. That's to Bayelsa Queens, where Sophia Bankole is being replaced now by Isaac Delight, who comes in and pairs with Kindness Ifeanyi and, of course, Olabi Alaba up front for Bayelsa Queens. And she's made her first touch, and she has gotten control, tries to get herself past those defenders there, clouding her. But she would not be able to do that. She has entered this game like a house on fire also. trying to make sure that she complements the pair up front, Kindness Ifeanyi and Alaba Olabi. Well, you talked about Kemi Adegbuyi. She's a player who switches all over the pitch. You see her on the right, you see her on the left, you see her in the middle. She does her runs quite well. Tries to pay attention to the ball. Okpeyemi would shut that, but Blessing Lividia would snatch it away. Kindness Ifeanyi would now send it in. Isaac Delight tries to get a hold of it, but Miriam Yahaya would say no, would hold her down and clip her down there. Miriam Yahaya marking Isaac Delight closely in this game. Miriam sends it again. It meets a header from Ambles Ogbonna. Kindness Ifeanyi would like to snatch that from the middle of the park. Joy Loitum will launch it again forward. Kemi Adegbuyi tries to control Ambles. She makes it past them. She goes down. Kindness Ifeanyi and Joy Loitum will snatch it out there. Isaac Delight would like to get to that quickly, but she's ruffled also. Esther Oyenezide on the run, marked closely by Ambles Ogbonnaya. Chiamaka Ezekugo will send it back to her teammates. It has been a back and forth with possession here. Bayelsa Queens, Alaba Olabi will try to connect with Glory Edet there, but the ball rolls out. Well, the last time both teams met in the Super 6, FC ROBO Queens secured a 2-0 win over Bayelsa Queens at the Dikpo Odina International Stadium in Ijebu-Ode. Are we going to be seeing a repeat of that? Most especially because of the fact that they are 1 goal down now. It is still the first half of the game. Esther Oyenezide blocked there, duly intercepted. Joy Loitum doesn't get the direction clearly of that ball, but she was trying to locate Okpeyemi Ajakaye rather. The Bayelsa Queens player has been brought down with that tussle with Esther Oyenezide. Oh, she's pretty fine, and you would know that she has done a lot of work. Kindness Ifeanyi also, you would know that she has done a lot of work, a lot of sleeps on the pitch because of how colorful I would want to say the color added by the pitch field on their shots. A lot of work has gone down. Oh, that's Tanum Doshima, who was previously down and would be taken care of quickly before the referee Dominion Kalu would restart this. Blessing Levedia sent it to the middle. Somehow they punch it back. Oyenezide Esther, I don't know the direction that she was trying to take, but she wouldn't get that clearly, and it's a waste. Ambles will be set again to deliver a throw in. It still gets to Esther Oyenezide, who heads it out. Itoro, Bayelsa Queens have tried their best defensively to be able to secure the goal that they scored 15 seconds rather into this encounter. Isaac Delight, a cross has been given to her. She makes it into the box, fires it. Oh my goodness! Almost. It lands at the back instead. Isaac Delight looking to make her mark, coming in as a substitute in this first half of the game.
Isaac Delight has been very, very crucial. In the last 5 minutes, she's been on the pitch. I've seen her make some beautiful runs, and that was a beautiful shot. I actually thought it had gone,
look at that space once again from Kindness Ifeanyi, exploiting that space there. Now it will go to the right flank with Glory Edet rushing in. Well, of course, Safurat who said, no, I am the one who bosses this flank. So Edet Glory would not be able to make it in successfully.
The captain, Vierde Blessing, of course, making sure that the ball doesn't go past that very position. She sends the ball back to the 18-yard area of FC ROBO Queens.
The defense is now a bit high for Bayelsa Queens, yes.
Yes, they have to. They really have to put themselves in a position where they can chase, because they've been defending so far. They've been defending.
They're trying to block those, those high crosses. Exactly.
Make sure that FC Robo Queens doesn't get those runs. But then again,
Isaac Delight gets out to Kindness Ifeanyi. Kindness Ifeanyi tries to double. She's still in possession of the ball. Another one from Olabiyi, who is looking for a clear way to give this shot. Well, she finds that space to balance herself before taking this. But Mercy Olodu has it taken care of already for FC Robo Queens.
That will not be a problem for Mercy Olodu. She has been very, very observant. Like that goal that she conceded earlier on.
Kemi and Favor on the left now. Across to locate Okoyemi Ajakaye, who slips but gets it into the box. And there you have Glory Edet to clear things off for Bayelsa Queens. Favor. Faith Emmanuel. Across again, Kemi Adewi chests that down, controls it, tries to run past Chiamaka. But once again, she has not successfully been able to make it past any of the defenders. When I mean successfully, make it past them and then take that ball down to the back of the net. Maybe a one-on-one with Sylvia Echefu, who might probably find it difficult to handle Kemi Adewi at the end of the day, but she has not really gotten that chance. I'm blessed Ogbonnaya. Chiamaka Zekugo bossing those flanks there, bossing the defense there for Bayelsa Queens.
Bayelsa Queens, honestly, I must give credit to Chiamaka and, of course, I'm blessed. They have really kept Kemi at bay. If not, we probably would have, seen a goal from Kemi by now. They have really, really been phenomenal. And also Sylvia Ochefu as well. She's really giving a good account of them, of herself.
Well, FC Robo Queens revived their championship ambitions.
44 minutes gone already, and of course, the first 45 minutes is almost over.
Almost over. Oyenezide doesn't get that one clearly. Alaba Olabiyi and Kindness Ifeanyi will rush up front, but it will be brought back. Advantage to Bayelsa Queens again. Well, the Lagos side, FC Robo Queens, have showed resilience all throughout this Super 6 tournament. Like we have said previously, they have tasted defeat. Defeat in numbers, conceding a lot of goals. But then one thing that Emmanuel Osaon has instilled in his girls is to make sure that they build up, take the game one step at a time, maintain the fighting spirit, not giving up. That's their mantra. And you see Coach Osaho by the sidelines displaying to himself and also watching and seeing where he could correct during the second half. Kindness taking down there by FC Robo Queens player. Well, that's Loitom Joy. She will still proceed to walk closely to Kindness Ifeanyi. And we have an additional time here. 2 minutes added to the first 45 minutes of this game. Enough time for either side to find the back of the net. Blessing Levedia and Dushima Tanum will combine for this one. Well, Olabiyi would be there trying to prepare herself to maybe take a header, but the ball bounces far away from her, much more close to Mercy Olodu. And it goes out. Well, FC Robo Queens, it was quite an interesting win when they revived their championship ambitions with a convincing 2-0 victory over Nasarawa Amazons on match day 3. Esther Oyenezide, Okoyemi Ajakaye, and Blessed would say, well, it's not going to be in this 2 minutes. You would move past me. Well, they bounced back, talking about FC Robo Queens. from successive defeats in their opening Super 6 fixture. And ever since then, they've showed resilience and attacking quality as they went on to secure their first win. Kemi Adegboye dispossessed there. Kindness Ifeanyi backs Loitom Joy, struggles with the ball there, tries to get it with a shot being dragged, talking about Rafiu Tosin. And this would be an advantage to FC Robo Queens. Loitom Joy will take this free kick. This could be a potential straight up, and the losses direction. Well, not the direction, not accurate at all from Joy Loitom. They have just a minute more to make this count if they want to find the equalizer. Talking about FC Robo Queens. And there goes the referee's whistle, Dominion Kalu, that signals the end of the first 45 minutes in this encounter between FC Robo Queens and BAYELSA Queens. BAYELSA Queens scored 15 seconds into this encounter, and it was courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi, a rush attack from the beginning and the blast of the whistle. This is the earliest goal we have seen in 12 seconds since the NWFL Super 6 started. Well, FC Robo Queens coach Emmanuel Osanjo has spotted everything that has been error from his side and will be able to work on that. But you have a clapping ovation ushering the FC Robo Queens in. This is what they have always done to encourage themselves. They do not feel down. They also have the fighting spirit. It is halftime. We'll be back in the second 45 minutes for this very fascinating chapter of Match A4.
The stage is set for the PORT-HARCOURT 2026 NWFL Premiership Super 6 as 6 of Nigeria's finest women's football clubs battle for the league crown and a CAF Women's Champions League ticket. The defending champions remain one of the strongest forces in Nigerian women's football. BAYELSA Queens topped Group A with consistency, discipline, and attacking efficiency throughout the regular season. Known for their physical style, tactical organization, and big game mentality, they entered the Super 6 as one of the favorites to retain the title. Their experience in continental football could prove decisive. A prominent and consistent team as far as the playoff is concerned, the Prosperity Girls have won the title twice in the last 6 seasons, 2022 and 2025. Apart from 2021, when the team finished in 5th position, they have earned top 3 placement at the last 4 Super 6 playoffs as they search for their 7th title and quest to become the first team to retain the title since 2021. The host and one of the most decorated clubs in NWFL history, Rivers Angels, bring pedigree and championship experience into the Super 6. The PORT-HARCOURT side combined attacking firepower with defensive solidity during the regular season. Their ability to handle pressure situations makes them perennial contenders whenever silverware is at stake. Another regular playoffs team, they became the first Nigerian team to play continental football after winning the 2021 title featuring in the WAFU B and CAF Women's Champions League. Apart from 2025 4th position, Rivers Angels always finish in the top 3 at the end of playoffs since 2021. Tulsa Blanksin's side hope to win their 8th title, equaling Pelican Stars' feat. ROBO Queens emerged as one of the revelations of the campaign after finishing strongly in Group B. The Lagos-based side impressed with their youthful energy, technical quality, and excellent home form. With several exciting young talents influencing games, ROBO Queens have shown that they can compete with the traditional heavyweights. The Lagos Landladies is making a return to the Super Six for the first time since 2023. Their best finish in the last 5 Super Six tournaments was a third-place spot in 2021. Emmanuel Osaho's side will dream of winning their maiden league title here. Nasarawa Amazons once again demonstrated why they are among Nigeria's elite women's club. Last season's runners-up relied on resilience and experience to secure qualification. Their balanced squad, winning mentality, and ability to recover from difficult situations makes them dangerous opponents for any team in the Super Six. Apart from 4th place finish in 2023, the Solid Babes have been a competitive force at the Super Six with 2nd place finishes in 2022 and 2025 respectively, narrowly missing out on the title last year. Triumph in Port-HARCOURT equals the Northern side's 3rd league title. Abia Angels are enjoying a historic breakthrough campaign after qualifying for their first ever Super Six. The Umuahia-based side built their success on consistency, teamwork, and disciplined performances across the season. As debutants at this stage, they could become the tournament's surprise package. They aim to win their maiden league title in their first ever playoffs appearance. Edo Queens, the former league champions, returned to the Super Six with strong ambitions of reclaiming the title. Edo Queens possess a blend of experienced stars and emerging talents capable of troubling any opposition. Their organized defensive structure and swift attacking transitions remain key strengths heading into the championship playoffs. The Benin City-based side won their maiden league title in 2024, their best finish in the tournament, representing the country well on the continental stage. They had a 3rd place finish last year after abysmal performance in 2021, 2022, and 2023. The Super Six promises intense competition as tradition, ambition, and emerging powerhouses collide in the race for the 2025 and 2026 NWFL Premiership crown. The stage is set for the PORT-HARCOURT 2026 NWFL Premiership Super Six as 6 of Nigeria's finest women's football clubs battle for the league crown and a CAF Women's Champions League ticket. The defending champions remain one of the strongest forces in Nigerian women's football. Bayelsa Queens topped Group A with consistency, discipline, and attacking efficiency throughout the regular season. Known for their physical style, tactical organization, and big game mentality, they entered the Super Six as one of the favorites to retain the title. Their experience in continental football could prove decisive. A prominent and consistent team as far as the playoff is concerned, the Prosperity Girls have won the title twice in the last 6 seasons, 2022 and 2025. Apart from 2021, when the team finished in 5th position, they have earned top 3 placement at the last 4 Super 6 playoffs as they search for their 7th title and quest to become the first team to retain the title since 2021. The host and one of the most decorated clubs in NWFL history, Rivers Angels, bring pedigree and championship experience into the Super Six. The Port-HARCOURT side combined attacking firepower with defensive solidity during the regular season. Their ability to handle pressure situations makes them perennial contenders whenever silverware is at stake. Another regular playoffs team, they became the first Nigerian team to play continental football after winning the 2021 title featuring in the WAFU B and CAF Women's Champions League. Apart from 2025 4th position, Rivers Angels always finish in the top 3 at the end of playoffs since 2021. Tosan Blank's side hope to win their 8th title, equaling Pelican Stars' feat. ROBO Queens emerged as one of the revelations of the campaign after finishing strongly in Group B. The Lagos-based side impressed with their youthful energy, technical quality, and excellent home form. With several exciting young talents influencing games, ROBO Queens have shown that they can compete with the traditional heavyweights. The Lagos Landladies is making a return to the Super Six for the first time since 2023. Their best finish in the last 5 Super Six tournaments was a third-place spot in 2021. Emmanuel Osaho's side will dream of winning their maiden league title here. Nasarawa Amazons once again demonstrated why they are among Nigeria's elite women's club. Last season's runners-up relied on resilience and experience to secure qualification. Their balanced squad, winning mentality, and ability to recover from difficult situations makes them dangerous opponents for any team in the Super Six. Apart from 4th place finish in 2023, the Solid Babes have been a competitive force at the Super Six with 2nd place finishes in 2022 and 2025 respectively, narrowly missing out on the title last year. Triumph in Port-HARCOUrt equals the Northern side's 3rd league title. Abia Angels are enjoying a historic breakthrough campaign after qualifying for their first ever Super Six. The Umuahia-based side built their success on consistency, teamwork, and disciplined performances across the season. As debutants at this stage, they could become the tournament's surprise package. They aim to win their maiden league title in their first ever playoffs appearance. Edo Queens, the former league champions, returned to the Super Six with strong ambitions of reclaiming the title. Edo Queens possess a blend of experienced stars and emerging talents capable of troubling any opposition. Their organized defensive structure and swift attacking transitions remain key strengths heading into the championship playoffs. The Benin City-based side won their maiden league title in 2024, their best finish in the tournament, representing the country well on the continental stage. They had a 3rd place finish last year after abysmal performance in 2021, 2022, and 2023. The Super Six promises intense competition as tradition, ambition, and emerging powerhouses collide in the race for the 2025 and 2026 NWFL Premiership crown. The stage is set for the PORT-HARCOURT 2026 NWFL Premiership Super Six as 6 of Nigeria's finest women's football clubs battle for the league crown and a CAF Women's Champions League ticket. The defending champions remain one of the strongest forces in Nigerian women's football. Bayelsa Queens topped Group A with consistency, discipline, and attacking efficiency throughout the regular season. Known for their physical style, tactical organization, and big game mentality, they entered the Super Six as one of the favorites to retain the title. Their experience in continental football could prove decisive. A prominent and consistent team as far as the playoff is concerned, the Prosperity Girls have won the title twice in the last 6 seasons, 2022 and 2025. Apart from 2021, when the team finished in 5th position, they have earned top 3 placement at the last 4 Super Six playoffs as they search for their 7th title and quest to become the first team to retain the title since 2021. The host and one of the most decorated clubs in NWFL
Seconds into the game,
Rivers Angels,
Bayelsa Queens came in with attacking prowess, took FC ROBO Queens unaware, and they got the lead. Well, of course, they took that slender lead into the break. FC ROBO Queens battled to find their way back into the contest, but Bayelsa Queens held firmly to preserve their slender lead during the first half. Now the question is, can FC ROBO Queens mount a comeback, or will Bayelsa Queens hold on for a crucial 3 points? Well, taking a look at what played out in the first half, The shots on target for FC Robo Queens was 3. And they were not able to find the back of the net, while that of Bayelsa Queens was 6. And they, of course, got 1 goal to themselves. Off targets, FC Robo had 5 and Bayelsa Queens had 3. And the goalkeepers also were forced to do their jobs, forced to make saves. Olodu Messi made 5 saves for FC Robo Queens, while Bayelsa Queens Sylvia Echefu made 3 saves for her side. Well, of course, this is second 45 minutes. This is where the games are often decided, where tired legs must find fresh energy and where moments of quality can separate victory from disappointment. And Dominion Kalu gets us on the way in this encounter as the center referee once more. And Bayelsa Queens will need to do well to clear their lines, but you have a shot taken by Loitom here. Kemi Adeboye tries to collect that, but not being able to get it. Kemi down to Salawuddin. Salawuddin will send a cross into the box. Tries to locate FC Robo Queens. Kemi Adeboye tried something there. A beautiful one with that pass from Tosin Rafiu down to Kemi Adeboye, who was able to spot a chance there. She spotted a space there, was willing to exploit it, but it didn't go as planned. A corner kick. Favor on Kwacha. Okpeyemi tried to rise higher, couldn't take that. Salawuddin had to tap on that ball, but that goes out of play. Itoro, FC Robo Queens, since the start of the second half, few seconds into it, they have been on the attack. Will they be able to find something for themselves this second half?
Well, let's hope they build from the momentum they had in the first 45 minutes. You know, I told you that Bayelsa Queens should consider themselves lucky that they didn't concede at all in the first 45 minutes. We saw what Kemi Adeboye was trying to do. She tried a header, tried a long shot, and, you know, making use of the flanks. But at the end of the day, they still fell short to a lone goal, you know, defeat in the first 45 minutes. With the way they've started, I still believe that I will get a goal from FC Robo Queens in this game.
Salawuddin sends across. Kemi Adeboye tries to head. Okpeyemi tries to intercept there. Salawuddin, it gets back to her. Favor will now make a chase to make it past Glory Eder. She sends across in. Well, Okpeyemi Ajakaye wasn't just there at the right time to try a header. As Chiamaka Ezekugo tried a header to clear it, Okpeyemi Ajakaye is still on the ball. Kemi gets it. Will she be able to do this? Oh, well, no. She had to slip. She slipped. She was clipped down before she even got the opportunity or the chance to try and tap the ball in. Itoro, this was direct. Kemi Adeboye and the goalkeeper, they were directly facing each other in this one. From that pass that we saw from Okpeyemi Ajakaye, who turned 360 to locate Kemi Adeboye, yet they have not been able to find the back of the net.
It's rather unfortunate that you know, Kemi slipped there, and this is due to the condition of the pitch. It's rather unfortunate. It would have been a very beautiful goal because she has scored, you know, in positions
very
like
close,
this.
yeah.
And even outside the 18-yard area, we've seen what Kemi Adeboye has been able to do so far. And looking at that opportunity, I'll say it's a very, you know, terrible miss, and it's not entirely her fault. It's because of the condition of the pitch, and Bayelsa should be very careful. They should be very careful. The game right now is in the hands of FC Robo Queens, though they are trailing by a lone goal, but I see something happening maybe in the next few minutes.
Well, FC Robo Queens have come closest since the beginning of the second half. Well, Dominion Kalu definitely had to blow about that because you see Kemi Adeboye being held by her neck, which was not quite good.
I wonder why she didn't bring out the card, because you can't trap a player
exactly,
like that.
trapping her down.
Putting your hand on her neck.
On the neck.
It's not done. I wonder why she's not.
Well,
bringing
we've
out
not
the yellow
seen
card.
a lot of yellow cards in this game. Okpeyemi Ajakaye tries to make a run. Well, she would bring down Oluwabumi Oladeji in the box, and Dominion Kalu would sound the whistle. We've not seen a lot of yellow cards in the entire Super 6 so far. We know that coaches like Tosan Blankson has gotten the yellow. Some players during match A 1, 2, and 3. I think total of yellow cards in this Super 6 would not be more than 4 that we have gotten so far from match A 1 to 3. But Dominion Kalu is yet to find a need to bring out her yellow card in this game. Glory Edit sent one up front with, of course, Olabi wanting and willing to make a chase, but it was a clear offside. Olabi blocks it there again. Salawudeen would have done better. We're trying to get that shot above Olabi Alaba. Glory Edit, a quick throw in. Salawudeen will get it, tries to clear her lines. Well, Olabi would be there, positioned right in front of her, and it gets out. Another quick throw in for Bayelsa Queens. Glory Edit on duty again. She gifts it forward. Kind of Ifeanyi tries to make a chase. Toshima Tanum rather will try to get her legs fast on the ball, but Esa Oyenezide cleared it quickly. FC Robo Queens throw in. Ambles Ogbonaya is there to mark Kemi closely. She gets it back to face Emmanuel. Emmanuel launches it forward. Okpeyemi Ajakaye tries to make a run there. Chiamaka Ezekugo will take it out. It's another throw in for FC Robo Queens. Rafiu Tosin. Oh, that goes out. Little bit of back and forth here with the throw-ins and trying to see how best FC Robo Queens can be able to connect with themselves. Let's see if this would work this time around. Rafiu Tosin, this bounces back to her. She sends across. Okpeyemi Ajakaye. Chiamaka Ezekugo would block that and snatch it away from Okpeyemi. Dushima Tanum tried to create something there, but no. FC Robo Queens down in the middle of the pack. Face Emmanuel tried to make a chase. Isaac Delight will try to want to outrun Azizat here. Azizat would slip. Their legs, Azizat legs and Isaac's leg will lock a bit. Ball back in play. FC Robo Queens finds Kemi Adeboyi. Oluwabumi will be fastest. Chiamaka will send it back to the middle of the pack. It gets to Salawudeen of FC Robo Queens. Okpeyemi Ajakaye gets it rolling. Favor on Kocha. That has been passed to her. She wants to double past her markers. She takes a cross. Kemi Adeboyi tries to make a jump there. Rafiu Tosin for FC Robo Queens. Straight up with the shot, and it goes whiskers wide away from the post with Sylvia Eshefu trying to stretch out her arms to also get it, but it goes out. FC Robo Queens will be hoping their youthful enthusiasm can carry them through this demanding second half. It is quite demanding, even if we've seen prospects from them trying to get a goal so far in the second half. It is 54 minutes gone in this encounter, with Bayelsa Queens still leading with a goal, courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi. The referee says it's a throw-in. Dominion Carlo, the center referee, is still pointing to where that ball should be taken as a throw-in. She says no, it's not a corner. Favor Nkocha would leave that for Salawudeen Safurat. to take the throw in. She gets it to Favor back to Safurat. Safurat, a launch into the box, cleared away by Chiamaka. Safurat will try to make it, but it hits the hands of one of the players of Bayelsa Queens. Delight Isaac would make sure that she brings down Rafiu Tosin there. Tried to make a run, but the referee spotted that, blew her whistle. Folorun Shaw in the mix there, alongside Favor Nkocha and Lokpeyemi Ajakaye. The referee would sound that whistle again. And it will be a free kick. Glory Edet will be in charge. She was almost getting angry at that point, but the captain of the side, Blessing Levedia, did well to calm her down. Olabi on the run. Odunta Azizat would rush forward before she gets to the ball and clear it out. And Glory Edet would jog majestically down. Well, but she would have to buckle up real well to be able to take this throw-in for Bayelsa Queens. Isaac Delight positioned there. It gets to her, she tries to head it, still in possession of the ball, pushes Amakar away. Aminat Folorun Shaw gets it back to Glory Edet, who launches it in. A header that could have been a potential for Bayelsa Queens. But the result is not what they had hoped to achieve with that header. But well taken. The idea was there, but of course the header, yeah.
Terrible miss from Doshima Tanum. I mean, that was the closest they've come since they,
the blast of the whistle for the second half.
Yes, that's the closest they've come. It has been FC Robo Queens all the way. Yes, I know they are one goal up as it stands, but you don't miss chances like that.
Well, Lokpeyemi Ajakaye tried to make a run as against the Glory Edet of Bayelsa Queens, but the ball rolled out with Favor, with Salawuddin making that throw in. It meets Glory Edet, but of course the intention was for her to locate Oluwakemi Adegboyi. She will still take that throw in again. Salawuddin. A cross that goes into the hands of Sylvia Echefu, who gathers it, comes down, and will be ready to launch. Well, she will just throw that to Amblest. Amblest will launch that. Kindness Ifeanyi makes a chase. And the referee spots that infringement there. Obvious push down by Kindness Ifeanyi to the FC Robo player. Well, that wasn't well taken. It didn't land to give FC Robo Queens any chance to hold possession. Rather, it went out. That was from Loitom Joy, who was taken down by Kindness Ifeanyi and given the opportunity to build up for her side, FC Robo Queens. Well, for FC Robo Queens, the game against Nasarawa made it 10 Super 6 games for FC Robo Queens in the post-COVID era. Nkocha Favor, what would she do with this? And what cross into the box she would do and guide it out quickly with a throw in to Kemi Adegboyi. Well, there you go, the shots from the stadium. Dominion Kalu would stand with the final decision of blasting that whistle.
Why did she do that?
Well, and there would be a bit of confusion here as to why she did that, with Favor throwing in. Assistant coach of FC Robo Queens Trying to know the reason why, but of course that's past. They will need to go back in play. Oluwakemi Adegboyi tried to make it past the defense. But no, Olabiyi on the run here. Olodo Messi would send it back to Salawuddin. Salawuddin, Nkocha favor. Glory Edet would rustle it out with Rafiu Tosin not to get any possession there. Blessing Lemedia, captain of BAYELSA Queens, will send it back, but it meets Salawuddin of FC ROBO Queens, who tried to locate Oluwakemi Adegboyi. We're talking about the post-COVID era for FC ROBO Queens. They have only won 3, and today they hope for a 4th win in 11 games. Will they be able to do it with the performance that they have put on so far since the start of the second half? Will they be able to make it their 4th win in 11 games? Faith Emmanuel sends it into the box. It's cleared out. Loitom sends it to locate Oyenezide Esther. Alaba Olabiyi bounces it forward. That goes out. Glory edits. It finds Favor, who tried to blast a shot past Kindness Ifeanyi, and Kindness Ifeanyi felt that on her legs. And you could see her snapping her fingers. It looks hurtful. And she's just right on the sidelines, and the medics would walk to her. It looks like she's fine. She just needed to nurse the pain. She would leap a bit, but Dominion Kalu would say, you have to go back, come out.
I think that is quite
She's out.
painful because Kindness Ifeanyi tried to walk that off, but she snapped her finger once again, saying, no, I don't think I can do it. So she's back out now, receiving a bit of medical attention. Hopefully she's back on her feet. Let's see if she can continue the game.
Odunta Azizat. Launches starts, comes back to Salawuddin, and look at the space once more. Kemi Adegboyi will run to exploit that. But before she would finish with that, trying to control the ball and make it pass across into the side, Tosin Rafiu will get it straight. Oh my goodness. A very good ball. Just inches out of the box from FC ROBO Queens. I talked previously about the space that FC ROBO Queens have been able to find out about BAYELSA Queens and are willing to exploit it. Kemi Adegboyi was right on time, but that ball once again was so out. FC ROBO Queens once again found unlucky at this point. Kemi Adegboyi really trying her best to get there, and you can see Osahon dishing out instructions there. Well,
that shot was from Loitom Joy, and of course she had sent the ball in to
very good one.
Kemi Adegboyi, but then again, as usual, Kemi tried to send the ball back in, and that beautiful shot taken by Loitom Joy, it took Sylvia Ochefu off guard, and somehow in trying to defend that, she I don't know if she's spraining an ankle or something.
She's having a discomfort, and the medic of the team, her club side, will be attending to her.
I saw her holding on to her back heel. Let's hope that is not that bad.
Well, it doesn't look that bad. She would soon be up. Well, it's 64 minutes gone in this encounter between FC ROBO Queens and BAYELSA Queens. And BAYELSA Queens are holding on to their lead, their 1-0 lead, which they scored earlier on in the first half, courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi.
And of course, FC ROBO Queens are still knocking on the door. They are not sitting back to defend. They are making the runs. They are creating the chances. However, they are, they're kind of unlucky to get the ball into the back of the net.
It's back to the middle of the park. Kemi Adegboyi stretches a bit too much, and so she's down. She would need... well, while the referee will try to call for medics, Opeyemi Ajakaye would say, please hold on. Well, she's my teammate. I could be able to talk her back up. And she does that successfully. A good one from Opeyemi Ajakaye to her fellow attacker, Kemi. Loiton would send another one. It hits the block. Salawuddin. Across in. Opeyemi Ajakaye. Well, the referee didn't sound any whistle there. And this is what we say about players trying to do their job. At least do your job first, and then you wait to see if the referee reacts to that. But then again, once more, a slip there from Opeyemi alongside Esther Oyenezide.
I think there was a miscommunication
Yes,
between the two players.
because they were looking at who would, probably want to get the ball first so that they have a better chance. FC Robo Queens, Loiton Joy would get this Agog. It falls back to the middle. Olabi. Aminat Folorunshaw sends it forward. Kindness Ifeanyi is there. Loiton Joy would mark. Oduta Aziz will also mark, but she will break away from there and sends a shot. But Loiton Joy blocks it. Real good defense from FC Robo Queens. Favor on Kocha now. But that ball goes out. Glory Edet. Well, Dominion Kalu, center referee, trying to make sure that the player for Bayelsa Queens is fine before this throw-in is taken. Glory Edet. She takes this. Aminat Folorunshaw tries to head that one in between that space. It gets back to the middle. Salawuddin. It meets Glory Edet. Favor on Kocha will recover possession for FC Robo Queens. Kemi Adegboyi will tap that to Opeyemi Ajakaye, who would go past Amaka. Kemi Adegboyi is still in play. She makes it past them. But Chiamaka Ezekugo would sweep her off her feet to make sure that that ball goes out. Proper one from Oluwakemi Adegboyi once again, trying to always separate herself and find spaces to exploit whenever she's closer to the box of Bayelsa Queens. A corner kick, Nkwocha takes that. A header out. Chiamaka heads it out. Not too safe now. Kemi Adegboyi lands it. Struggles with Glory Edet there. Well, Glory Edet will make it past FC Robo Queens. With Loiton Joy coming in from far left to dispossess Glory Edet. Well, Itoro, what would you say that FC Robo Queens needs to do better in the second half? Yes, we've seen their idea coming closer to the post. What would you say is that magic that they can make happen, seeing that they are coming closer each time and getting disappointed?
I think they should keep doing what they're doing. They have the run. They've been creating a whole lot of chances. However, like I said, they've been quite unlucky. I think it's just a matter of time. Bayelsa Queens have been making some mistakes. They're leaving some spaces. So if they are able to crack that, I think they might just get the goal they've been looking for, because they've been doing everything right. Like in this first 45 minutes, yes, we saw that they held their own. However, in the second half, we've seen that they are playing better. They're playing better than they did in the first 45 minutes, and they have more possession in this second half than Bayelsa Queens. We've seen that they've been pressing hard and putting more pressure on Bayelsa Queens. Just a matter of time. If Bayelsa Queens cannot hold on and make that mistake of leaving spaces like they're doing, they might just be punished. Don't forget that Bayelsa Queens, You know, in the first game they played against the Abia Angels, they scored first. However, they lost that game. And their second game as well.
Olabi to Kindness. Oh, Kindness spotted very well on offside. A quick spotting by the referee there and the assistant ref. Well, like you said, only time will tell for FC Robo Queens to see how they can maintain that composure.
And for Bayelsa Queens as well, see if they can hold on to this. Because I was saying earlier that they had scored first against Abia Angels. They scored first against Nasarawa Amazons in the second game. However, they lost that game because Nasarawa ended up equalizing and going ahead to win. They only won their third game against, you know, the host, Rivers Angels. Now they've had another opportunity to go ahead. Let's see if they are able to hold on to, you know, this lead. Because, of course, we know that FC Robo Queens is not going to make it easy for them, you know, for them to get a second goal. However, we see that they've been pushing. Let's see if, you know, either of them can get a goal in this second 45 minutes.
Well, it is 70 minutes gone in this encounter. It is still Bayelsa Queens, the defending champions, who leads with a long goal courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi, who's got that goal in the early seconds in the first half of the game, showing that they can maneuver, showing that it doesn't matter if they fell back at some point, but they are the defending champions and they have been in the Super 6 for a very long time. Matter of consistency in the Super 6, and they can handle situations like this. They can handle the pressure when it comes to the Super 6.
I mean, they are the defending champions as it is. So being able to bounce back on match day 3
should be one of the qualities that they should possess.
Definitely.
Salawuddin, cross. It gets back to FC Robo Queens. Kemi Adeguyi. Nkocha Favor, who sleeps but tries to make a pass, which didn't connect with Bessie Levedia, clearing it off, not totally out of danger. Rafiu Tosin, Salawuddin, across. Esther Oyenedize will sleep, but she gets back up immediately. Amblest will get the job done for the defensive line of Bayelsa Queens, sends it forward. Kindness Ifeanyi will break back, tries to break away from her markers, sends it down to Olabi Alaba. She makes it pass with that ball. Salawuddin would do the job there and get it back to Rafiu Tosin. Favor Nkocha would approach. Well, Doshima Tano tried to dispossess her, but that it goes out finally. And you have the second change for this encounter. Vera Samuel will be coming in for Aminat Folorunshaw. Aminat Folorunshaw would go out for Vera Samuel to get into the game. 2 substitutions so far from Ogbonda White, who looks to maintain possession here. Tanum down to Glory Edet. AFC Robo Queens would get possession, but Oluwabumi would take it forward. Odunta Azizat guides that one to Mercy Olodu. Two changes so far. Vera Samuel and Isaac Delight comes in. Isaac Delight came in during the first half of the game and has tried to make the runs that she could. Now Vera Samuel makes her way in also to complement her team. Okpeyemi Ajakaye struggles it out with Chiamaka. Well, Chiamaka would signal that, of course, her shirt was being held by Okpeyemi, but Dominion Carlo would say it's advantage to FC Robo Queens. A free kick set for FC Robo Queens. Esther Oyenezide on duty for them. Let's see how potential this one looks. Straight into the box, headed out. Olabi chests it out. It's not yet clear. Salawuddin takes it in again. And Sylvia loses it. Okpeyemi She tried to be able to maintain that, energy that she brought into the box.
Another
Tries to exactly
miss from FC ROBO Queens.
Exactly. She tried to, get it in, but a slip again gives her the disadvantage in this one that would have been very close.
Just playing against each other at this point. They are contending against the pitch.
Corner kick again. Esther Yenezide, Emmanuel Faith trying to get to that one. Salawuddin will get this. Or that will be Tosin Rafiu rather. It's now back to Salawuddin. Headed out, still in the middle of the park. Kindness Ifanyi would receive that with all diligence. Isaac Delight would run towards this direction. Marked by Tosin Rafiu, who just gives it a tap out. Once again, FC ROBO Queens came close from a free kick taken by Esther Oyenezide, but a slip again as a disadvantage.
Another nearly, opportunity for FC ROBO Queens. It's rather unfortunate that they missed that. They've missed, 5 chances like that, 5 clear chances like that so far. 3 in the second half, 2 in the very first 45 minutes of this game. And as you see that they're moving forward once again, they are not going to stop. They will keep moving forward. They have a plan, like I said. They've been trying everything possible to see if they can actually make anything of that. And however, we have to keep waiting, or should I say they have to keep waiting and pushing hard to see if they can, draw level in this game. Bayelsa Queens are still, holding on to that 1-goal lead. At this point, I think they should, start holding themselves very much accountable at every position they find themselves. Because if FC ROBO should break free and equalizes, it changes everything again on the table. Right now, with this lead, Bayelsa sits comfortably on the table with 7 points.
Exactly.
So every player needs to be accountable, be very focused. If Bayelsa had to get the 3 points from this game. 7 minutes gone already in the second 45 minutes.
There is still a lot of time for both sides to play, a lot of time for FC ROBO Queens to take their chances, be clinical enough, and find the back of the net. Still a lot of time also for Bayelsa Queens to increase their tally in this game against their opponent, FC ROBO Queens. Of course, they are looking to strengthen their position on the table, to affirm their stance as defending champions, talking about Bayelsa Queens. So they will do all it takes in this encounter to keep their heads up. Coach Emmanuel Osaon's side, their mantra is never give up. Keep holding on. And as long as you've not heard the final blast of the whistle, the game is still on.
They are hoping that they could get something from this game. Even if it's a draw, we can see how much they've been putting the effort and always ready to make the defense and always ready to attack.
Well, Azizat Oduta has been wonderful for the defensive line alongside Salawuddin. Joy Lawton also. Oyenezide from the left flank going in right now. Sends across. Headed out by Bayelsa Queens. Chiamaka will now do the work to, clear it off. Doshima Tanu tried to get it, but Salawuddin would be there. A collision there with Glory Edet. Dominion Kalu would work to see if everything is okay with Glory Edet. As well as Esther Yenezide, who tries to show sportsmanship there. She'll be lifted up by Dominion Kalu, the center referee, and Esther. It is going to be a free kick awarded to FC ROBO Queens. Tosin Rafiu behind the ball, sets it properly. Esther Oyenezide is positioned in the box also. Kemi and Kemi Adeboyi not far away from each other in the box. When one person doesn't connect, it is shot at the other, but trying to find a means to connect. Headed out by captain of the side. It's still back in. Danger not averted yet. And of course, Bayelsa would get it out of play with advantage.
Still not out of danger.
Exactly.
For Bayelsa Queens.
Salawuddin.
A lot of defending to do right here.
Sent a launch in. Isaac Delight would take her legs and get it forward. Well, would you say that the height of Kemi Adegbuyi has something to do? Because I've seen her several times where she tries to jump highest above the defenders and maybe try to get an opportunity to head in the ball. But would you say that her height is such a major factor in that?
Well,
not being able to,
You'll not be wrong to say that because she's playing against a player. She's still very young. She's
15 years old.
Yeah, she's still very young. So yes, the height is also a factor, which is why I said she should move closer, go into the 6-yard area and take the shot because she's got good firepower. I mean, coming closely, in front of goal with the goalkeeper and taking those brilliant shots gives her a much higher opportunity, gives her a greater advantage. Heading the ball around defenders that are tall,
because
hard to beat the defenders.
You have Chiamaka. Chiamaka is so tall.
Yeah, she works extra hard, trying to head the ball. She works extra hard, but going through the flanks or, running through
or trying to outpace the defenders is better off.
She's got the pace and she's got, the timing. She knows how to place herself to get the balls coming in, for her. And I think she should do do less of the heading and then
trying to jump and head.
Yeah, put the ball on the ground and play.
But she feels like, of course, if the ball is an aerial ball, why don't I try myself out?
Well,
trying to head it.
Well, it's in most cases you might get lucky. Honestly,
yes.
In most cases you might get lucky catching the defender off guard or the goalkeeper off guard. That might happen, but for a goalkeeper that is tall and you have defenders that are tall and they are expecting those long balls in, it's very, very difficult for you to outplay them at that point. So,
well, Glory Edet, she is right now leaping. Well, it looks very discomforting from her as she's held by the medic team outside. A stretcher came in previously, but she prefers to walk out. And we would see substitution for Bayelsa Queens. Jennifer Oliver comes in. And of course, we have another one coming in also. Ogiowi Kasiana would also come in for Bayelsa Queens. Jennifer Oliver with her very spectacular hair color. Well, Delight Isaac would be taken off after coming in during the first half. She's replaced by Kasiana Ogiovi. I do know that Kasiana brings a shot into this Bayelsa Queens team. She's really good at that, taking those shots. So let's see if this one works in advantage of Bayelsa Queens. Alaba Olabiyi sent one across. And it's a goal! It's a good goal! Kasiana Ogiovi, who comes in as a substitute, was able to be positioned well in the box, gives it a bit of a header there, and he just floats in. In the 83rd minute, Bayelsa Queens is 2 goals up. A very wise change from White Ogbonda. I told you that Kasiana Ogiovi is good with the long balls, good with the shots, and I guess that's why Ogbonda White decided to put her in. But look at how she scored the goal in a different manner.
You know the substitution. I was about saying, Bayelsa are looking forward. With just 10 more minutes to go, Bayelsa are looking for a way to make sure they keep FC ROBO Queens away, and what would give them the opportunity to get closest, that would be a counter attack. I was not even yet to say that when we're still talking. and Coach Obodawa makes that substitution.
Yeah.
And it counts. And you were both saying that he's bringing on a player and taking one out.
Exactly.
That just came in the first 45 minutes. She also came in as a substitute, you know. And looking at the way the game has gone right now, FC Robo Queens, I don't think they stand a chance. I don't know what they're going to, because they had better chances here to get a goal with what just happened right now. They're not trailing by 2 goals. How would they
trailing by 2 goals? But you know, I've always said this: they have the fighting spirit. It doesn't matter how many goals they concede in a particular game.
Well, 5 minutes
they still fight across into the box. But this one goes just way above a wastage here, and we are going to see a substitution for the first time for FC Robo Queens. Oladuni Marvelous comes in to replace Oyenezide Esther. Well, we must say a beautiful cross from Olabi Alaba into the box that located Gasiana Ogiovi, who gave it a bit of a tap with her head, and it just went, you know, straight in. Of course, another player was approaching, which was Vera Samuel, but that ball was already in the net. Kindness Ifeanyi now dispossessed of that run. But Gasiana would still like to make a run to, you know, threaten Mercy Olodu there, but Mercy already has it covered for her side, FC Robo Queens.
I was just about asking why Isaac Delight will be taken up, because we saw that she was trying to, you know,
she tried.
Yeah, she really tried. She came in, you know, as a substitute in the first 45 minutes, but there's something that the coach wanted.
You already have the answers, because Gasiana has found that the back of the net.
Immediately, like you're not saying almost, it worked.
Yeah, immediately.
You know, the moment she was substituted, we could see, you know, what he was looking for. And now Bayelsa Queens are 2 goals up in this very encounter.
Well, of course, the national team coach for the under-17, Akim Busari, graced us with his presence once again today. Bayelsa Queens supporters cheering on, and according to their song, it is day your day, make I day my day.
Honestly, I mean, as defending champions, when they you know, drew against Abia Angels, who are debutants, I had to question, you know, their game. They played against the Nasarawa Amazons. They lost, a draw, and you know, you lose. I'm like, are you sure we are seeing what the champion should do right here? But then again, here we are. They bounced back on the match day 3, and we can see that they've stepped up on match day 4.
Jennifer replacing Glory Edet will take this throw in. I could remember that Jennifer Oliver in the very last Super 6 was the first player to get a red card, and the only red card in that Super 6, that's last season. Of course, I could still remember the circumstance surrounding that red card. She used her hands to save to save a goal for Bayelsa Queens while the keeper was out, and that prompted you know, the red card. But of course, that's not her story for this season. She has been brought in to the flanks to replace Glory Edet.
That goal seems to have scored something in the Bayelsa Queens squad.
Exactly.
We see that they are making the runs, more runs, you know, up front right now, forcing FC Robo to defend what they've not been doing much in the second 45 minutes.
88 minutes gone in this encounter. 1 minute more, and that would be 90 minutes, barring any additional time. And Bayelsa Queens still leads 2-0 against FC Robo Queens. FC Robo Queens looked very, very promising after their win last time out, where they scored 2 goals against Nasarawa Amazons. But coming into this game, Bayelsa Queens have been able to find their rhythm after getting a loss. Well, you would have Gasiana Ogiovi making the chase here, but well guarded by Mercy Olodu, who has considered 2 goals in this encounter.
This game ending like this with 7 points, this, I would say, will put more pressure on Nasarawa Amazons when they take on Abia Angels in the next match of match day 4. It will be, you know, a very, very crucial game, because Nasarawa Amazons, for some reason, had the opportunity to go 9 points on match day 3, but they lost.
They fell.
They lost that opportunity.
It's a corner kick again, a potential one, because we've seen what Esther Oyenezide did with the last one. Favor Nkocha takes that. Chiamaka heads it out. Loitom Joy would launch it back into the box, but that, goes out well. Well, Sylvia Echefu would set this one well for Jennifer Oliver to take this goal kick for Bayelsa Queens. It is already 90 minutes on the dot here at the Adoke Amiasimaka Stadium. Kemi Adeboye would advance, but Jennifer Oliver clears that. Alaba Olabi sends it forward, locates Kindness Ifeanyi, who makes a run, marked by Loitom Joy and Azizat Oduta, who takes it out. A quick throw in that will be taken by Ambles Ogbonaya for Bayelsa Queens side. Faith Emmanuel gets that ball by a hand, and it's 4 minutes of additional time here in this game. Kemi Adegboye would advance right now, marked closely by Chiamaka, who tries to dispossess her. She's still on the ball. Still on the ball with Doshima Tanum, not able to control her. And there is a space that she has exploited, getting it down to Okpeyemi Ajakaye, who finds a way to get it in to the box again. Kemi Adegboye was right there to take it, but the referee will spot an infringement there against Bayelsa, against FC Robo rather. Dominion Kalu, center referee, would make sure that the defender is fine. I'm blessed Ogbonaya, and she's quite all right. Blessing Lividia, captain of the side, will take this goal kick for Bayelsa Queens. 4 minutes of added time. And Bayelsa Queens look very firm and strong to defend their 2-0 lead. Advantage, FC Robo Queens, Rafiu Tosi, Faith Emmanuel by the side. Rafiu launches it straight up as it is a matter of urgency here. Kemi gets that, Okpeyemi also heads that but sleeps. Looking very weak and maybe a bit disappointed. Salawuddin, Favour Nkocha, but Alaba Olabi would fire it out. Salawuddin would take a quick throw in right now. Like I said, it's a matter of urgency for FC Robo Queens to try and at least reduce the deficit in this game. It's not forthcoming yet with that ball out. Well, Salawuddin will once again be on duty for FC Robo Queens to take a throw. Alaba Olabi would still send that out again. Jennifer Oliver clears it out. Kindness Ifeanyi would approach the ball. Tosin Rafiu, a quick throw in amidst Favour Nkocha. Kemi Adegboye will try to make a run and maintain possession of the ball. She does that successfully and takes it forward, advances, and she gets to Faith Emmanuel, who was trying to take a shot there, but dispossessed by Tanum Doshima with a timely intervention. Another one against centre cross. Okpeyemi Ajakaye will try something else here. Not fully balanced enough to take it, but she takes the chance. Well, it is 94 minutes already. Dominion Kalu still on the pitch, looking at her watch. Jennifer Oliver launches this one. It gets to Favour Nkocha. Favour Nkocha will still fight for the ball. Gets to Okpeyemi Ajakaye. Ajakaye will be dispossessed quickly. Few seconds more, and Bayelsa Queens still leading this encounter. Well, Dominion Kalu, center referee, would signal for them to take the ball back. Salawuddin locates Kemi Adegboye, makes it past Kasena Ojiowi, and Vera Samuel, who would dispossess her finally. Quick throw in. Miriam Yahaya is down to Faith Emmanuel, who would calm down to make a choice here. She gets it, of course, to Oladuni Marvelous, the second half substitute. But that ball is guided out. Ogbonnaya and Bless would walk majestically, knowing that this is to their favor. I mean, they're on a 2-goals lead. She throws that in. Well, at the end of the day, Odunta Azizat has it. Center referee Dominion Kalu still there with a free kick. Blessing Lividia, captain of the side, Bayelsa Queen, stands behind it. We hear cheers from the supporters of Bayelsa Queen. She launches it forward at Labao Labi, advances there, tries to make it past the marker. Kasiana Ojiovi would want to come back, but that goes back to the middle of the park. Liviada headed out again. Bayelsa Queens, it's a back and forth here. Unkocha Favor and the Kasiana Ojiovi is just on the line there. And Dominion Kalu would say advantage to Robo. Ball goes out again. It is 96 minutes in the encounter. Gone past 4 minutes of added time. Dominion Kalu still feels like there is a bit more in this game that is worthy of giving a chance to Oliver. And there you have it, the final whistle in this encounter between FC ROBO Queens and, of course, Bayelsa Queens. Experience has spoken, and Bayelsa Queens have delivered when it mattered most. FC ROBO Queens once again showed courage, energy, and flashes of the talent that has made them one of the exciting teams in this competition. But Bayelsa Queens demonstrated exactly why they remain one of the league's benchmark sides. Well, in a contest filled with intensity and quality, Bayelsa Queens found the answers, managed the crucial moments, and leave with 3 valuable points as the race at the top of the NWFL Super 6 continues. It's full-time here in Port-HARCOurt at the Adokia Mercy Stadium. Bayelsa Queens emerged victorious with a 2-0 victory against FC ROBO Queens. Goals were courtesy of Kindness Ifeanyi in the 15th second of this encounter during the first half, and the second goal came in courtesy of Kasiana Ojiovi, who came in as a quick substitute in the second half. It's full time. Bayelsa Queens 2, FC ROBO Queens
now the
0.
first match of match day 4 has been done and dusted. The reigning champions Bayelsa Queens took on the Lagos Town Ladies, FC ROBO Queens. Game ended 2-0. I have the coach here, coach of Bayelsa Queens, coach of Boda White. Coach, can you walk us through what happened today? I mean, I saw you this morning, high-spirited. It was raining, and I said, Coach, how are we going to approach this game? And he said, we are going to play it. And of course, we've seen that you played the game as it is already. 2 goals up as it stands. You top the table with 7 points. Don't forget, you have the likes of Nasarawa Amazons with 6 points, Edo Queen 6 points, and they will be playing in the remaining 2 matches of today. Can you tell us what you said to the girls today? I mean, your girls came out all fired up. What happened today? Talk to us.
Yeah, like I before this match, match day 3, and I spoke to them, letting them know that the game is open, that anything can win the Super 6. So they should come out smoking today to ensure they get this 3 points, because every team has to deliver his or herself, because no team is going to depend on another team. So let's get our goal, because we believe that an upset that happened last match between FC ROBO and Nasarawa is going to happen again today. So Bayelsa, we are hopeful by the end of the game we are going back.
I'm very I like the way that you're very confident. So are you confident that Bayelsa Queens can retain the title this time around?
Yes, we are going to retain the title because our last match is going to be with Edo Queen, and we are sure beating Edo in that finals. But we know that another upset is going to happen today again to put us ahead of other teams.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, you've heard from Coach Oboda White. He says that he's very sure there's still going to be, he said he's very sure that there's going to be another upset today that will put his team up high. Well, let's get the reaction from Coach Emmanuel of the Lagos Land Ladies. Coach, what did you get from your girls? What happened today?
They lost concentration. They lost competition. They're kids. They lost competition. And I don't really blame them. It's like that. And I'm not used to playing rainbow. You can imagine. Like the day we played Nasarawa, it was a dry ground. So I'm not used to it. It's one of those things.
So you said, are you saying that the rain really played a major factor in the team's performance?
Like seriously. They didn't play well.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. All right, we still have 2 more matches left, and the next match will be against Aya Angels and Nasarawa Amazons, and by 3 p.m. it will be Edo Queens taking on Rivers Angels, the host later on today. All right, in no time, like I said, we are going into the second match, so don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.